I'd like to call the May 28th, 2025 meeting of the Ogden Town Board to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd ask you to remain standing for a moment of silent reflection and prayer for military servicemen and women serving around the world, as well as for our first responders. Thank you. I think that is especially apt here coming off of Memorial Day. We certainly take the time to remember those that have given us the opportunity to even be here and to represent this wonderful town that we have. So thank you for taking that extra moment for us. From there, we have a really awesome opportunity for the first time since I've been here to invite our town historian to come and give us an update from yeah. Wow. Yeah. What an honor. Well, we heckle from here, so.
Do you want me to go on mic or?
Yes, please.
As Jesse takes the time to come up here, you may remember that we've done some remodeling of a couple of different things. When I had gotten to this position, we had HR that was literally in the supervisor's office, which I thought was maybe a little bit of a barrier to people coming and needing to have conversations with HR. And we had the historian's office that was here, and we found an opportunity with Little Red to sort of revamp that building and include it as an area that people can actually visit and see historical artifacts. And so this board approved through some ARPA funding to make that a spot for the community to come and celebrate the history. And Jesse's been continuing to work on that. So Jesse, without further ado.
Okay, thanks. I'm Jesse, I'm your town historian, and Christian asked me to put together a list of activities, things I've been doing, and I kind of keep track anyway, so I had a head start, but I sent the list to you guys, and hopefully you have it, and I always start the year off in January. You give annual report to the, I guess, state historian about what you've been doing the past year. So I did that like January 3rd. January 16th, I met with the person, Susan Dollar. She's a homeschooler, and she was working on a project with a kid about Ogden history. So she came in, I helped her out with some resources and things to look up, history stuff. Same day, I emailed Christian. He's got this Adobe. We have a couple of Adobe licenses, and I have scanned things that need to be merged to make it one big scan. So I sent him files. He does that for me. I used to have something that kind of broke, and they went out of business, so he's doing that for me. I met with a guy in Tom Pump. He's from Tom Pump, Jim Godshell. He came to my place with a ledger he had, and I scanned that, and that was for ultimately applying for my next sign. I'm hopefully going to get for his property in the Tom Pump School. that's kind of neat.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see, so February 21st, I met with this guy, Bob Bauer, who had called me, but he had a question about his property at 54 Whittier Road. And I don't have a lot to get, on houses and properties, but I guess I could tell him what I knew about it, but, it's, not too much, but I do have visitors here now. I had a call on my answer machine, I guess when I got the work from Don Molzer Jr. His dad used to be the supervisor, I think back in the 90s, but anyway, he had died. So he was looking for his times when he was here, and because he was doing a eulogy for a funeral, so he wanted, some facts. Jenny Parker is the village, a Spencerport historian. She took me to the Rundell Library, and I used some of their resources. They have a really neat computer program that you can research history stuff, like properties and things, but you can only use it there, so I had to go there to use it. So that worked out. It was what, 25th of February, 28th of February. I had another voicemail from a person, Susan Coolidge, who lives on the edge of Ogden, but they have a church over there on Buffalo Road, and she was looking for zoning maps. And I had some old maps, and I don't think I had what she was looking for, but certainly I hope it helped. Let's see, then we're into March. I sent Christian Schmore files to merge for me on his Adobe program. March 11th, research a proposal. So I presented a proposal to the town board here about this marker in town hall that I'm going for. So I wanted to make sure, because I had that all in place and everybody knows what I'm doing, and it's in process right now. So I'm trying to make it happen. I gotta jump through a couple hoops, but whenever you ask for free money or free things, you have to do a deal. I don't have to tell you, I'm sure. So this year is the 200th year celebration of the Erie Canal. And there was a meeting here at the library on March 11th? Let's see. March 13th, so we met at the library with some people, and we're trying to put together a program for that, and I'm sure more is gonna come, information will follow on that one, but I've seen emails kind of floating around for the next meeting. I think like you got one too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then I'm getting a volunteer to work with me. So on March 25th, I met guy called Alex Perrysuck. And he's gonna be my volunteer help. And I've made a list of things I need him to work on, but he's supposed to start, first week in June, I believe he'll be starting.
Now, Jesse, previously when you had an intern, it was through, was it through Geneseo or it was through?
It was, yeah, it was through a foundation, but the person came from Geneseo.
Oh, okay, okay. And this is not that? This isn't another?
This is not that.
Okay. It's still great to have help, though, obviously.
He's 30-something, and he's working some part-time jobs here and there. He went to college, I guess, for history, but not really doing history stuff, so I met with him, and he asked me what I did, how I got started, and that kind of led to him volunteering, because that's how I started, you know, so. A volunteer position tends to turn into a job, so I think that's his ultimate hope. Then we're into April 4th, I met with, let's see, I met with you, Mike, and Christian, to determine a location out front for a marker. We put up the Ogden Center marker, so I had to get all the stakeholders involved for that, and I believe Sue gave me right back to work.
I had the hammer to hammer on the sign.
Yep.
Hammer, she provided the hammer.
That's a metaphor. She's, yeah.
We'll go there later.
Great.
So on the 9th, I wrote and submitted another proposal about a volunteer position to get everything in place for Alex to come on board. And Christian has been a big help, because I guess I kind of go to him a lot. He ultimately gets to you guys, so that's the way
He's
that
okay.
worked. So that's good.
He's all right.
On the 22nd, I had another call on my phone. This time it was from Nathan Johnson. I'm doing some research on a World War II watchtower that used to be at the Coolidge Avenue, and they used to have people volunteer at staff at, and they used to watch for enemy planes, and it really happened. I guess I have a log, I had volunteers, I had pictures of the thing that used to be there, but unfortunately, nothing kind of remains, and to get a grant, usually I need something there for them to pay for a grant, so I may have to put that in my budget and buy a sign for that. But that's, I thought, interesting piece of history. So then again, on the 24th and 29th, I sent Christian some files to merge in this Adobe, and these are, you know, typically I can scan like 8.5 by 11, but these are usually newspapers or posters or something bigger. So I do multiple scans, and he has a program So that's been working. So we have this relationship, I guess. IT, we use BOCES, and they were here at Little Red on the 29th. I have this, I have this old computer, I call it a vintage computer, but I had old 5 1/4 floppy disks, which are like pre-Windows DOS era type stuff, but I can't read them, so I don't know what's on. So I got this old computer, and I'm trying to get it to work, and almost there. But the goal is to be able to read the discs, because people give me things, but if you don't have the stuff to read it, it's not any good, so I'm getting close on that one, but it's a project. A lot of these are parallel, ongoing type projects. So now we're into May 2nd, answered email from Ashley about a house question. So she had a question. People call me from time to time or send me email with history questions or house questions. So again, on the 6th, I answered email from this person, Robin, about her property on West Side Drive, and like I said before, I don't have a lot like on old houses, but I can look somewhere, and so what I do is I typically search the network, and I search my files, and I try to find, I guess, whatever I can, but again, on that day of the 6th, I emailed Christian more files to merge, so hopefully it doesn't take him too long to do all this, because I'm keeping track of this, and I bet you I sent him 6 times some stuff here, so and it's not even halfway through the year. It may make sense for me to buy some software.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say to take him a day, which can't happen, but yeah.
But I know we have Adobe,
Yeah.
and I checked with Sherry in finance about that, and we have, I think, 2 licenses,
so many licenses.
maybe, and Christian had 1, and that's why I go to him.
He's the gatekeeper as the guy in charge of communications for the town, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably what he does the newsletter on, right? Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, so I've been emailing him again on 13th to merge things. So then, last thing I did a couple weeks ago was on 16th, I purchased this 5 1/4 disk drive for the vintage computer I'm working on. So I found this computer, but it had a 5 1/4 drive that was kind of ruined or wrecked. It didn't work. So I bought this thing off of eBay for, I think it was $70 or something. And the hope is I can replace it and get it working. things away and add to the database I work on and things like that. And my goal there is, don't have a time frame, but ultimately, I'd like to make our collection kinda searchable from anybody at home on their computer, so, I think someday we're gonna get there. Because access would be a good thing, and everybody has a phone or computer, I'm sure, and they can get to our stuff, so. And there's other advantages to making it electronic too, so. So that's kinda what I'm doing, and, it's a part-time job. I seem to, even though I'm there only 12 hours a week, I seem to be busy enough.
What day of the week is best for visitors? You say most people schedule appointments, but what's
Usually Fridays.
Fridays? Yeah, great. Well, very good, Jesse. Anybody have any questions or thoughts or follow-ups?
Stay busy. Very good.
Yeah. Thanks for
Thank you.
letting us hear what goes on.
Thanks, Jess.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Okay, very good. With that, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve Resolution 160, moving the minutes of the regular agenda from May 14th.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilman Baker, seconded by Councilman Gerbino. Any discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next, we have privilege of the floor. Is there anyone here that wishes to address the board at this time? Come forward, state your name, address, and the floor will be yours. Count to like 4 Mississippi. So. With that, I will go ahead and close privilege of the floor. This being the second meeting of the month, we do not have financial reports or town audits to approve. There are correspondence there listed in the agenda, and then we'll move to reports from town officers. So, as Jesse mentioned, something about the newsletter. Our new newsletter came out. I don't know exactly when, because I saw it where my wife collects our mail, so I can't remember what day. But one of the things I really like about this newsletter is just how many things we've been working on since I got here about 3.5 years ago. I'll say this kind of in a nice way. It is surprising how long it takes for certain things, because you're applying for grants a year behind, you're contracting a year ahead. Just so many things that kind of came to full fruition in order for these projects that are really going to be forthcoming. Just things that will honestly go directly to, many of them directly to residents, new programs, new initiatives, the holiday celebration, the new splash pad, just so many great things. And so I wanted to take a second to thank all of our employees and of course this board for supporting so many of these initiatives throughout the years that have finally got us to this point. So just wanted to start with that. One of the things that I will say is that we have, in the last 3.5 years, made a very significant push to start going more digital, to make sure that we've got access to really high-powered laptops that department heads can travel with, to have more remote access, to upgrade the technology in our training office, obviously for training, but also for emergency services, to really look at advanced security features to this building and so many other things. And because of that, we've kind of realized just how much more IT support we really honestly need. We are very fortunate to contract with BOCES. I believe we're the only town to contract with BOCES, and we get an incredible rate, I guess, for their expertise. In the last couple of times I've approached the contract and actually asked them for more, because we just need it. And every time that we've had that conversation, they have expressed their struggle to find individuals that they can employ to expand their services. So I do believe that an expansion is coming. I do believe that we're able to find additional on-site support, but we're working through that contract right now, because they work on a school calendar, so the contract would go in July 1st. So that's something that we're working with. I'm fortunate that their director, I coached both of his daughters in high school, so we've got a pretty good relationship. But it's down to business. We really need additional support for the new initiatives we have here. Continuing to work through, I know we talked about this last time, a team, and we talked a little bit more about the town's logo and sort of what that looks like at the parks, but we're also really working through our wayfinding. It's interesting how many people confuse the different buildings and the different services, and the way that this building is modeled, it is very confusing to know where you're going if this is the first time you've been here. So we're really working on making sure that we've got very distinct markers that showcase where everything is. So we've been working with a company on that. I did participate in the Association of Towns Legislative at Lunch webinar, just going through the state budget. And then I also had a very great look at more things in the budget, sitting down with Assemblyman Josh Jensen, just to go through some of the things that are in the budget, some of the nuances. Some things I'm obviously extraordinarily frustrated with. I still cannot believe that we can't call EMS essential workers. That's actually at an extreme detriment to A, their morale, but B, the way that we finance that, that has to be part of our 2% tax cap is really, really frustrating. We did some preliminary runs at what our tax cap is this year. And while, the school just passed a budget, I believe it was 5.4% increase, about $4.5 million. The county passed a budget that was 5% higher. The state passed a budget that was 4-something percent. Nobody has to do the 2% except for us, I guess. I know it's more nuanced than that. But I want to share with everybody now that we did a calculation. Our 2% tax cap, the amount that we're allowed to increase our entire budget for everything that we have here, it's $179,000. That is our tax cap. Last year, our health insurance MVP was up $133,000 last year. So if that happens again, we just ate our entire 2% cap. Dental was up 3.6 after that. Retirement, New York State retirement, 13. It was actually more like 15%. This is our vehicle insurance was actually, and this was after we told them we rejected their rates and we were going to go back out to bid. We got them down to an increase of $55,000 in vehicle insurance. Our retiree health insurance was a $100,000 increase, and so we told them no, and then we made seniors switch their plan because we're part of a consortium in order to get it at only a $70,000 increase. So for the state to continue, and as part of this budget, sorry, I didn't realize I was going to go on this rant, no increase in CHIPS funding, no increase in Ames funding, no increase for...
CHIPS went up a little bit.
Well, it went up at a rate that, look at the cost of materials, look at the cost of, the over-under is we're behind on every single thing, and these are expenses imposed on us. This has nothing to do with budgetary planning. We cannot plan for what the rates are for healthcare and insurance and what the state is willing to help us with. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we're able to handle this with the costs. The costs aren't going to. I'll also throw out that there's another minimum wage increase coming down the pipe. So all it does is it does that salary compression meaning that you're basically like lifting the bottom without being able to help the middle or the top. So it's going to be very interesting. I just saying that. Back to positive things. It was an honor to swear in our brand new officer, Justin Haynes. He kind of closes out the run of people that left to go be chiefs in other departments, and so it's nice to kind of close the loop on that. We did have our monthly supervisors meeting at the Emergency Services Department, going through their new revamped operations center. It's actually looking really good, great for emergencies that as they come up. As I said, we started negotiations with the police union. Also, one of the things that I've been pretty strong on with both the governor's office and locally here is the need to support training for positions that are really hard for us to hire for. I think that the BOCES programs, I think that MCC as well, can really help with training individuals for a wide range of jobs, from highway to mechanics to assessors and building inspectors, code enforcers. And one of the things that they heard at BOCES was building maintenance program. So they actually took some of the feedback that we had presented, and they're actually creating a building maintenance program, and they invited us to be part of the committee as they launch it in September. So this is going to be training individuals to be prepared to accept building maintenance positions, which I think is extraordinary. I know we had the opportunity as well to participate in the Memorial Day Parade. That was incredible. Just before this event, we held the annual Dennis Pelletier Youth Hall of Fame Awards. That was equally incredible, honoring two young individuals that have achieved so much while enduring some pretty significant hardships. So very grateful to Renee Pelletier, widow of Dennis Pelletier, for constantly being here as that figurehead for that award. Really appreciate that. And then on Tuesday, June 3rd, we have drafted a letter. We will be sending that letter, and then we will be holding a press conference Tuesday, June 3rd at 10 a.m. to sort of discuss what is an absolute safety issue at the base of the Gillette Road Bridge. You're all welcome to come. We are hoping to create some noise on this and see if there isn't a way to start budging this a little bit further. This is really aimed at public safety. There's a lot of angles that could be taken with this, but we're trying to stay very focused on public safety. So we've joined in a joint letter with the village, but also all of our emergency responders. So we're going to stay on the south side of the bridge, right by Turner Road? Turner Drive. Right there, there's some business owners that want to attend to talk about how their businesses are suffering. There's some residents that want to talk about the safety concerns. So invite everybody, if they would like to attend and stand with us, that CSX needs to fix their bridge. That's it for me. Councilman Baker.
No report.
Nothing on the carnival, huh?
No.
Okay.
What's going on?
Councilman Gerbino.
Nothing to report.
Councilman Himon is not here. Councilman Toms.
Yeah, briefly, as you mentioned, the BOCES meeting, I also attended that with Mike, along with the finance director, to talk about the needs, some of the projects that are going on, and, where do we go next? So hopefully we get some positive impact from them. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you for being there for that as well, Steve. Highway Superintendent Doug Case.
Thank you. Today, proud to report that we finally took final delivery on all 4 dump trucks that were on order. It's been a 7-month process of, they came in and there was issues with them steering correctly.
How long ago did we order those? I know it's been 7 months to just months to fix it.
When that
but
was.
Year and a half?
Yeah, at least, yeah. But they started arriving in October. We had this issue and we've been working through it. About 3 weeks ago, we went out to test drive them again. They still weren't to our satisfaction, and credit to our maintenance department, Doug and John, reaching out finding a vendor, hooking the vendor up with Volvo, and they resolved the problem after. And Volvo was grateful because they couldn't get, for some reason, they couldn't get the vendor of the steering box to work with them, but through our guys' efforts, they did. And a couple weeks ago, one showed back up, and then yesterday and today, the rest of them are all here, so.
Great.
We've accomplished that, and we're in the process of outfitting those and taking other trucks out of service for auction in the future, when they get up and running. Had a meeting with the village superintendent, Pure Waters, on sewer fees and development. There's a couple of developments in the town and village. That was a very good meeting, just a meet and greet with some of the Pure Waters employees, and Joe and I spent some time with them last Friday. Working through that, just seems to come up with different things, even with residents asking about connecting into sewers and stuff, so just learning that whole process, heading in a better direction with that. We're assisting the Parks Department as needed with their staffing, being down a little bit there. When they need some help, we're gonna be assisting them, mowing and whatever is needed to keep them going. We did finish the splash pad electrical conduit today, so that completes our commitment out of the highway department to assist with that as that project wraps up. And then Fuel Island is still a work in progress. Today the fiber got connected, and we're working with BOCES on software and some more connectivity with the fiber now that the lines all run, to get that up so we can get our training going and testing and work with that. But it's coming to wrapping up, but I don't have a final date on that yet, still getting there. And lastly, Todd and myself will be out of town Sunday through Wednesday midday for highway school down at Ithaca College for the annual training. So,
Very good.
thank you.
Town Clerk, Noel Burley.
We have, still collecting town taxes, believe it or not. May 31st will be the last day, and then we turn everything over to the county. Been busy with that. Still working with a lot of marriage licenses. People are still trying to get their real ID. So, keeping busy with that. So, that's about it.
Very good. Thank you. Well, there being no other unfinished business, we'll move to new business. So, Madam Clerk?
Resolution 161, authorizing the acceptance of a grant from Finger Lakes Municipal Health Insurance Trust for the purpose of promoting wellness-related activities of employees and reimbursing them for participating in such activities.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Tom, seconded by Councilman Baker. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next, please.
Resolution 162, authorizing Ogden Town Supervisor Mike Sal to execute an extension agreement between the Town of Ogden and the Spencerport Central School District regarding the use of the school district's fueling facility.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Councilman Gerbino, seconded by Councilman Toms. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next, please.
Resolution 163, authorizing the hiring and rehiring of individuals as part-time temporary recreation attendants in the Town of Ogden Parks and Recreation Department.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerbino, seconded by Councilman Baker. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next, please.
Resolution 164, promoting Jason Eve to the non-competitive position of roads foreman with the Town of Ogden Highway Department.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Councilman Baker, seconded by Councilman Toms. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Congratulations to Jason. Next, please.
Resolution 165, authorizing the rehiring of Chase Connor to the seasonal position of laborer in the Town of Ogden Highway Department.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilman Baker, seconded by Councilman Gerbino. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next, please.
Resolution 166, granting a one-year renewal of an excavation mining permit to LL Huff Co., Inc., allowing them to continue mining sand and gravel from a property in the Town of Ogden.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Tom, seconded by Councilman Gerbino. Any discussion on this? The only thing that I'll say is that this is a mine that has been in operation for a very, very long time, long before any of us sitting up here took these positions. This is a continuation with some different restrictions that have been issued through the DEC towards the Hoff Mine. The purpose of this resolution is to add some guidelines that help alleviate some of the construction noises that happens between sleeping hours, I would say, for residents that are there on Canal Road. But other than that, this is a continuation of what the DEC is really already permitted to take place. So just wanted to say that for the record. And that's it. Anything else on this? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. From there, I will entertain, if I can see the next page, a motion that we move to work session.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Toms. Second by Councilman Baker. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.